Hello and welcome to the Creative Entrepreneur Series. This is our weekly conversation for creatives, and in today's session we are going to be talking about money. Okay, money is a conversation that a lot of creatives tend to avoid, but tonight we are going to be talking about it. Money management, what it really is, and how creatives like myself and you can understand it better and start managing it properly. Okay, tonight is not about becoming rich overnight or big grammars or complex accounting grammar. It's about understanding money well enough that it stops stressing us, and then we can manage it more efficiently and properly. What exactly is money? I mean, money is what we spend, money is what we use to buy stuff and all of that. Beyond that, there is like a deeper understanding of money. There are different perspectives about money, but on the surface, money is a tool, essentially a commodity, a tool that you use for survival, a tool that you use for stability, for growth. The economists will say money is a store of value or exchange of value. So if everybody come around now in the whole world and decide that tomorrow we are going to use stone as a form of exchange, when you edit a video for someone as a video editor, you design a flyer for someone, they'll pay you with maybe 3 stones. So that stone becomes money. So money essentially is just like a tool. Money is a store value for your time, your skills and your effort. So what that means is that as a graphic designer, if you spend 3 hours to design a flyer for someone and that person pays you 10,000 naira, it means that 3 hours of your time is worth 10,000 naira. Okay, or is valued at 10,000 naira. Okay, and beyond that, money shows how valuable your skills are to the market. So if you are a 9 to 5 and you are a graphic designer, and let's say your office is paying you $10 per month, it means that they value your skill at just $10. Okay, if you spend 30 days of your year, which is a month, and they are paying you $10, it means that they value 30 days of your life as $10. That is what it just means. Okay, so money is also a feedback. It's the market response to the value that you are providing. You understand? So for instance, if somebody comes to you and say, okay, please can you design something for me, and then you did, okay, and then you tell them your price, then they now come back and give you a feedback and say, oh no, that is too expensive. So it is a way to give you feedback of what the market means, that what the general people has agreed to be the value for what you are providing. Okay, another thing that we need to understand is that money does not necessarily reward effort. Money rewards value and structure, and which is why we are discussing it in the session today, and which is very important because I've seen a lot of people who earn reasonably well, but at the end of the year they didn't have anything to show for it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and talk about money perspective for creatives, because essentially the way you see money will affect the way you react to it, will affect the way you manage it, will affect the way you grow in any business that you do. Okay, there are so many over the past decade, there are so many perspectives or ideas about what money is or how to see money by different creatives that I've seen, but the most common ones are just few ones that I'm going to discuss today. And the first one is money as a survivor. A lot of creatives see money as something that they need to survive. Now, this is not me saying that you can survive without money or you don't need money to survive, but when you see money as not a store of value and you see it as something that you need to survive right now, then you start becoming desperate. Now, for example, when somebody asks for your price, okay, maybe they ask you to work on a project and they ask for your price, you are desperate to get that project to the extent that if normally you are supposed to charge $10, when that person price you to $1, you take it because you are desperate. You need to survive. Okay, when you see money as a tool for survival as well, you start saying yes to every client, both the bad and the good clients. You panic when salaries are delayed, for instance. You don't have a buffer, you don't have savings. If you have any of these characteristics, it means that you are at the stage where money is a survivor for you. Okay, so and when money is a survivor, you will struggle and you will always undervalue or underprice yourself. The next perspective or money idea that I see that a lot of creative as is seeing money as a means of validation. Okay, so this is when you make small money, you suddenly see yourself as successful, or you suddenly see yourself as rich. Money becomes like a makeup or a costume that you need to wear constantly to show off to people that yes, you have money, or this is where you begin to use money to impress others, or you want to start letting other people know that yes, you have money. This is where you prioritize aesthetics. Maybe you have a laptop that you are working before, but you have small money. Rather than think about capital investment, how to use that money to make more money. This is when you start thinking about, my laptop is no longer great enough. Let me go and get a Mac. Now, this is not me saying that upgrading your tools or gadgets is not necessary. Okay, but when the only main reason why you want to upgrade is just because you want to look cool, when you want to impress people that does not even care about you, then you know that your perspective of money is seeing money as a validation. The third categories of creative are creative that sees money as a system, and this is like the healthiest way. This is the best way to see money. So this is when you see money as a flow or a system. Okay, a flow of income, that is money that comes in, and then that money also going out. When you see money as a resources to be allocated, when you see money as a tool to upgrade yourself, to create the future that you want for yourself. Okay, so when you see money as a flow, a system to be allocated to the things that are critical, most important to you, that is like the easiest way to see have money. And to get to this level, okay, you have to go through the survivor phase. For example, you started staying on your own, you don't have no parent to parent for you, you don't have no sources of food for you, or you don't come from a rich family when everything is provided for you. You are in survivor. The first set of money that you see after that, you want to use it to take care of these basic needs. But the idea is for you to now go from that survivor into stability. Stability means that you have more than enough money to survive. You are now beginning to save. You are now beginning to invest. You are now beginning to see money as a system, a resources. Okay, what you want to do is to make sure that money that is coming in is more than money that is going out. That is how you are able to have something left for you. But constantly over the world, money is a system. Money is always going in and coming out. The next thing that I want us to discuss tonight is what I call the systems of money. I've mentioned how you see money as a system, but what does that even mean? And this is where income, expenses, and cash flow comes in. Now, income, I'm sure a lot of us know what income is. So income is basically every money that comes in. For example, money comes in from different sources. So if you are a 9 to 5 or somebody that is salary earner, then your primary source of income is your salary. Or you have digital product that you sell courses online, and then people pay for it. Those are income. So income is essentially all the money that comes in. Truth is that income alone does not make you rich, especially if you do not manage it properly, or you don't manage it with his cousin or partner, which is expenses, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. So expenses is like opposite of income, money that goes out. The goal is to make sure that the money that comes in is more than the money that goes out. Because at the end of the month, or at the end of any given period, usually a month, if the money that comes in is lower than the money that goes out, that means that you are running at a loss. Imagine you are a 9 to 5 and you earn, let's say, $10. That is your income. Your expenses, after you pay for subscription, you pay for data, you pay for food, you pay your rent, you pay transport, and all of that. You bought snack, you had some fun, and then the total money that goes out is $12. There is a difference of $2. It means that for that month you paid your bosses at the office $2 just to work for them. Like you are the one working for them, but you are still the one paying them. I don't know if I'm making sense. So your goal is to make sure that the money that comes in is more than money that goes out. And as simple as this thing may look, a lot of people get it wrong by not adequately tracking their income and their expenses. And if you don't tell your money where to go, your money will always disappear. This is why at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you find out that you make so much money, but where is this money going to? At the end of the day, you look at our account and realize that, there's no much that is actually left. Okay, now when you know where money is coming from, okay, and how much comes in, then you can now find a way to now again know where money is going out to. And one of the key mistakes that everyone makes, or most creative makes, is not tracking income and expenses. Because if you don't track, how will you know money that comes in? If you don't have good record, how will you know money that goes out? This is why, and that is essentially what cash flow is. So cash flow is just timing. For example, let's say you earn 300k, but your rent, your data, your feeding, your transport, you need 250k for it. So it means that when you want to make that 250k, do you still have enough money to sort that 250k? Otherwise, if you don't have healthy cash flow, it means that you panic. This is when you now start going into debt. Okay, you now start borrowing money until another 300k comes in. Then, because of this, you go into survival mode. As a creative, it is important for you to know your income, and it's important for you to know your expenses. It is very, very important. Let's discuss some key money management habits that I want every one of us to adopt. And if you can adopt it, you start using money better and you start having healthier financial status. Now, the first thing is that you need to know is that money management is an habit. It's just like when you want to get fit, you want to go to gym. You start gradually, and then you start lifting small weights. First few weeks or first few months, you probably have to drag yourself to the gym. But the moment it become habit, it become like your daily routine. You don't need to think about it to do it. It's not like when you want to shower. You don't think about showering or brushing your teeth. It has become an habit, something that you have to just do without thinking about it. So money management is also an habit, and it's an habit that you develop over time. These are some of the basic techniques that you can do, or actionable steps that you can take to master money management. Now, the first one is make sure that you track everything. All the money that comes in, all your income, make sure that you track it. All the money that goes out, you're the most critical thing. I think a lot of creatives pay attention to income, how much they charge, how much they earn, how much comes in, rather than expenses. The danger of this is that income comes in like in lump sum, in large quantity, in bulk, just like a salary. It comes in once, but by the time it starts going out as $10, $1, $5, $20, and because of that, you neglect, you ignore it, and before you know it, that big $1,000, by the time it starts going out as $10, $20, $30, you realize that the whole $1,000 is gone if you don't track it. So we fail to track what is going out because they seems negligible. You go out, you saw suya on the road, just buy 200 naira. To track it is simple. You can use so many tools to track it. You can use the traditional pen and paper. Find a date and a time every week that you sit down and look at your finances. Even big companies, they have finance departments that looks at how money is managed, so that they will not be in trouble. But if you can make it weekly. So every week, maybe Sundays, 7 p.m., find a date that is convenient for you. Maybe 1 hour. You can decide it's 1 hour. You are not trying to do any analysis. All you are just doing is recording. You want it to be more structured, you can use Google Sheets. Just open a column for expenses. Okay, so that is one habit that if you can master, in fact, nobody is going to tell you where your money is going. You yourself will be able to see that your money does not have wings. It's not flowing anywhere. You are the one spending it. So tracking is very critical. Another habit that you should try and inculcate is the habit of budgeting. Now, budgeting, unlike contrary belief, especially in this part of the world, people think that when you are on a budget or you are budgeting means that you are trying to punish yourself. Budgeting simply means that you are telling your money where to go. You are not allowing it to go out without your knowledge. So when money comes in, before it starts flowing out anyhow, you are already telling me that, the $200 comes in. Mr. Rent, you are collecting $50. Mr. Food, you are collecting $20. Mr. Data, you are collecting $5. Mr. Fun, maybe you want to have fun, you are collecting $5. So you're already telling it. If you don't tell them where to go, you find out that rent that you are supposed to spend $50 on, you find out that you are spending $50 on fun and entertainment. And by the time you need to pay rent, you are short. You need to start borrowing money. I'm telling you that money don't go anywhere. You go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. And this is the one that will remain. This is my stability. This is when things go sideways. And this is where savings comes in. And we are going to be talking more about this. Savings, investment, financial principles. We are going to be talking about that in our next. But make budgeting part of your habit. You are a salary earner, you earn $50. You know everything that you spend money on because you're already tracking it, like we said earlier. So by the time you are doing budgeting, you will realize that, is this money enough? How do we now make it enough? Budgeting is one of the things that you must take serious. So to close, someone earning $1 million, for instance, every month, without proper money management, will struggle more than somebody that is earning $10,000 who understand the money and now knows how to manage it. The reason why you need to track your income is so that you understand where money is coming from and how to get more money from that source. Now, I will explain. You are a video editor, you edit videos, or let's say you are even a creative, you know how to edit videos, you know how to do design, you know how to do so many things. Or let's say you are a graphic designer, you know how to design flyers, you design logo, you design brochure, you design it, everything. If you are a freelancer and at the end of the month, you've earned 50,000 naira, you are not able to know where that comes from. How do you know how to double it? If at the end of the month, your income comes mainly from logo design, then that means that you should focus on logo designs and spend more time on flyer. To attract money or to keep money, you must first know how to manage money. Money is a very complex and we cannot take it in more than one session. But the key takeaway tonight is that understand that money is a system, is a flow. Money always comes in, money always goes out. Your goal is to make sure that money that comes in is more than money that goes out. 2, track. If you don't track, you don't know how much comes in, you don't know how much go out. All your income, write them down. All your expenses, write them down. And then compare. Number 3 thing is budgeting. Tell your money where it needs to go. Otherwise, it will just disappear and you will not know where it goes. I really do look forward to seeing you guys join us for the next session. We'll be talking about, some practical budgeting tips. Pricing, how to price right as a creative. Savings, when do you save, when do you invest? And then how to separate your business and your personal money from each other. In the meantime, I will take a couple of questions. Somebody have asked question. What advice will you give to beginner advanced designer on how to price their services? Should it be hourly or a flat standard price? Okay. Your second question said, do you recommend having an invoice for your client? Okay, this always have invoice. What the invoice does for you is that, number 1, it helps you keep record of. Because invoice is essentially a document that outlines the job that you have done, especially for a creative like this, a list of work that you have done, and then you send it to the client to make payments. So that, in essence, is a form of record to know that, okay, who is owing you what. So you have that record on paper, not just in your head. So you need to send invoice. Secondly, invoice also tell your client that you are not how do I put it now? It gives you that professional feel or look. You understand? I send my own client invoice at the end of the month, every month. Both the one that we have that I work with as a freelancer, within and freelancing. So always send invoice. It's happy to track money that you have outside, money that you are expecting. So that's just an invoice. So if you agree that you are going to do this thing for $50, and you agree that advance payment is going to be $30, so when you are sending invoice to request for the advance, you put a column there that said outstanding balance $20. For us, is asking, how do you price your work? Is it advisable to charge them based on their budget? How do one escape survivor? So now, is it advisable to charge clients based on their budget? No, don't charge clients based on their budget. If you want to go and buy Tesla now or Cybertruck, and you walk into Tesla office, will they ask you that what is your budget? No. they have a price that they sell it. They have a price. Tesla has a price that they sell their car. It doesn't matter if you go there and they tell you that it's $3 million. We tell her, no, please, my budget is $1 million. Help me collect it like that. They will just send you away. So you need to know your own price, your own value. Because if you don't know your price, if you don't know your value, you will not be able to know what to charge. And that's when clients start convincing you. When you're negotiating, you can first ask the clients, what is your budget? So when they tell you their budget, if the budget is more than your normal price, you can accept their budget. You can accept their budget. But if the budget is lower, please, I would not advise you to take it. But yeah, to know more about this, join us in our next training. Thank you everyone for joining the session tonight. I hope and I want to believe that you learn one or two things, especially when it comes to managing your money as a creative. Make sure that you practice the thing that we talk about.